Welcome, iCyber Golf viewers. I got another SkyTrak course play video for you today. Today, we're going to actually demo the Roxor Golf Control Box. So what that allows me to do is it allows me to navigate my aim points. If I want to take a look at the green, if I want to do a flyover, I can just initiate that with the little buttons that are here, instead of actually going over to the mouse and keyboard and making those adjustments. So my goal is to see if that actually improves the speed of my gameplay and just to see how it works overall. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and load up course play here. So let's navigate over to course play. Click it. We're going to view all. And we're actually going to play this Banff Springs Stanley Thomas course. So this is based out of Alberta, Banff. I'm assuming this is actually in Canada, and it's a really cool golf course. It has a lot of mountain features. There's a lot of elevation change, but this is a course that's provided by ForeSight in the SkyTrak course play offering. So let's go ahead and get this loaded up. We're going to play all 18. We are going to do a stroke play, double par, as we always do. So again, if it's a par 3, the max you can score is a 6. Par 4, max you can score is a 8. And obviously par 5, max you can score is a 10. So that's going to be the scoring mechanism. We're going to have mulligans on. Again, this is practice for me, but I also want to show you guys the course. Pin position is going to be set to easy. Lie penalties, we leave these on just to get the most realistic gameplay we can. Auto putt is set up for a 10-foot gimme circle. I still have not confirmed if the gimme circle is 10 feet, and then the next situation or next iteration is anything else, is just a 2-putt when you're on the green, but I will verify that hopefully before the next time I do a course play. The altitude, we're going to leave it at sea level. Even though this is likely up in the mountains and it's probably a higher elevation, green speeds are going to be fast, and the wind condition, we're not going to have any wind condition on. We are going to play from the silver tees like we always do. So this is going to be from 5,129 yards. That's the total course length. And let's just kind of get started here. We're going to play 18 holes. I believe this is a par 71. So if we want to shoot plus 10 or under, that means we need to score an 81 or lower. So let's go ahead and get started. This first hole is a par 4, 348 yards. Again, it opens up to the slight little turn to the left. Right there, it's 213, but you guys know how we normally start this round, right? We're going to take a 6-iron and see how that works today. I did do a warm-up session though before we got started. I also changed the camera angle again just to see what's going to work best. Just in terms of like future reference, I have 2 cameras that are on order so that I can set one up behind me and I can set one up for a profile cam. And then eventually what will happen is over here in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see the profile cam, and then underneath it, you'll see the camera that's behind me. That's how I anticipate to shoot all my footage moving forward. So let's go. So I'm going to start off with the control box. If you see, if I touch the left, it actually goes left. If I touch right, it's going to go right. If I want to pull it back towards me, I just hit this down button, and you can see that the pin position is coming now towards me. This is probably the area we actually want to target anyway. I'm going to hit the flyover button just so you guys can see a flyover of the course. I can do this on any hole, but again, just to keep the course play moving along, I don't generally do flyovers. There's also drone footage. So let's say that I got stuck in the trees somewhere. I wanted to see what it was like to play out of here, so I can initiate the drone. It'll fly up and give me an overhead view of where I'm at. There's a green view. So when we get closer, I'll tap the green view. That's going to show us a grid and an overlay to show what the green looks like in terms of elevation, shift change, and things of that nature. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and move this mouse out of the way because technically I won't need this mouse again for the rest of the round. So we're going to see how this works out. Gonna do all my aiming and all my controls from this little Roxor golf control box. So let's get started. First hole on the Banff Springs Stanley Thomas course. Starting off with the 6-iron. Again, right off the bat, I'm really happy with that contact. Looks like it's going straight down the center of the fairway. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better drive than that to start off your day. So let's get it going. Gonna try to minimize my usage of the golf balls and then just pull them all out when I can, just to make it hopefully a better experience for you guys. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a 5-iron. I think I'm set up to actually possibly attack the green now, just because of the position that I'm in. My 5-iron traditionally does kind of flare slightly to a fade. So again, with the Roxor control box, I'm just going to hit the left arrow key, maybe one more time. That seems okay for my aiming point. But again, I didn't have to go to my keyboard. Not that it's that far away, but again, I just wanted to see how it all works. So here we go. We're taking a 5-iron. It's going to play like 190. This golf club can go about 185 if we hit it true and straight. So let's see what we can do here. 5-iron. That was a great strike. There's the little cut. I may have compensated a little too much, and I did, and we landed in the bunker. But again, that was a very good strike. So I'm basically pin high. I just happened to be in the bunker. For future reference, I'll probably leave this a lot more line straighter because I have been playing this. The slice is starting to kind of go away, or the fade is starting to fade away, and I'm starting to hit a lot better straighter shots. So let's try to get out of this bunker. 25 yards. You can see the actual green, but let's hit the green view key just to see what that looks like. So if I go to green view, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to Roxor because apparently that button doesn't work. So I noticed that didn't work, and also the mulligan key didn't work. So just something I'm gonna keep an eye on. I'll reach out to Roxor and let them know, and they'll probably either send me a replacement or do whatever they can do remotely to fix it. So let's try to chip out of this bunker, 25 yards. Again, we want to strike down, try to get this up in the air over that lip, which is 5 feet above us. Happy with the contact. Let's see if we got it. Shot out pretty good, just over the give me circle, but that should actually 2-putt me, I believe. Probably for par, since my second shot landed in the bunker. That means I landed on 3, putted me 4. I believe that's going to be a par, but we'll see. It may have gave me a bogey. It may have 2-putted me. Yeah, we're sitting at +1. So this next pin is a 133 yards. It plays uphill. I'm going to go ahead and take a 9-iron to it. I'd rather be under the hole on this one because it is at the back. So I'm going to try to play a draw into the green, get as much run out as I can, and see what happens. So let's take a 9-iron. Going to set up for a draw. Hit it a little bit thin, but I did catch a good strike on it. So hopefully we're on the green. Actually just ran out slightly. That's me actually pulling that shot. So I'm sorry, pushing that shot out. So now we're gonna have a 30-yard chip onto the green from here. 30 yards. We want to get it there. At least get it 20, 25 yards and let it run towards the gimme circle. We want to shoot it out slightly to the right if possible. Happy with that. Let's see if we got it all. I think we did. Let's see if it gets the run out. Oh, I just left it a little bit low. It's going to be another bogey. So not the ideal start, but again, as we get warmed up, hopefully we can get some of these strokes back. The only reason I'm grabbing these is because they're trapped in the net, and that's just easy for me to retract those pretty quickly. If they go to the back, I'll just leave them in there. Looks like we have a par 5, so we're actually going to start off with a 5-iron on this one, see if we can get it out there. Eventually we'll pull the 3-wood out, but I just want to get a little bit more warmed up. So aim a little bit to the left, Bring it back this direction, because this does play about 180-ish. Maybe a little more left. Let's give this a shot, see where we end up. 5-iron. Really happy with that contact. There should be a little bit of cut to it. Yep, I felt it in my hand twist. Gonna be in the rough, but I think we can play it out of there. Still towards the pin. Gonna go ahead and just pull this net up, let it drop in there, get all those in a minute. Still have 223 yards left, so we got a ways to go. Don't want to play that direction. We know that we actually sliced this club, so we're gonna err on the side of caution. Again, just using this little left key to do that. I'm anticipating a slice, a fade out of here, so this might work out just fine and put us hopefully just underneath the hole for our third shot coming in after this. So 5-iron out of the rough. Hit it a little fat, but I am happy with the contact. There's the little cut, so we're still going to be in the rough, but at least we can see the flag from here. Leaves us 72 yards into the pin. All right, for this shot, we're going to take the sand wedge out. Just because I believe we're in the rough. You guys, if I hit the lob wedge full, that's going to be a 77-yard shot. But I'm trying to account for the lie penalty. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the sand wedge. I'm not going to change the aim point because I'm afraid that if I catch it wrong, it's going to shoot right into the trees. And that's just going to cause a problem. So I'm going to try to hit this as straight as possible. Maybe play just a little bit of a draw into it. So let's aim for that little draw shot. But I'm not going to change my line. So let's see if we can get it there. Sand wedge. Looking for that 75 type yard shot out of here. Maybe land it underneath the hole. I think we got it. There it is. It's playing out to the left a little bit. I think we're good. Okay, so we're actually on the green in 3. That'll auto putt us for a par. So we did not lose a stroke. That's good. Par 3, 80 yards. This is my sand wedge right here. So we have a look here. We're going to take the sand wedge. We're going to leave it right there. We might actually aim slightly to the right with the anticipation of playing that fade just a little bit. So let's play it out this direction. It's 5 feet up. This is my 90-yard club. So if we can fly it there, 80, we're good. Lining up for the draw. Want to catch it clean though. Sand wedge. Really happy with that shot. That's going to be right at the pin. Just over. Get some backspin. Sit down. So I think that flew 90. Yep. 89, 90. And that's exactly what this club is. A 90-yard club. Just wanted to make sure we got on the green, got our par, and moved out of there. Again, I'm just grabbing these if they're easy right in front of me, just to kind of hopefully keep the gameplay moving along. Looks like we have a par 4, 340 yards. I think we're good with a 6-iron here. A 6-iron for this par 4, and then in a few minutes we'll pull the 3-wood out. So let's aim a little bit left. Let's bring it back into what 6-iron should look like in terms of its territory. Play it right there. I think that's a good line. If it fades out a little bit, that'll put us right in the middle. If I pull it a little, we should just be in the light rough, hopefully, with a good look at the pin. So 6-iron. It's great contact right down the line. There's my little fade. It's coming back over to the fairway. Didn't realize it went that far, but again, we have a good look at the flag from there. 196, that's going to be likely 5-iron to get us there. So we'll go ahead and take a 5-iron next out of this lie. Try to get it there. Going to aim slightly to the left. Again, this control box is pretty cool. Don't have to go over there. Keep the game continuous. Um, Trying to keep this in the fairway so we have a good chip up. Hopefully I can get this straightened out some, make it a better third shot coming in. Hit a little fat, but I am happy with the contact. So there it is. It's going to be in the fairway. Should be able to attack the pin from there. That's a nice little chip, about 45 yards. So that's going to be pretty good here. So we'll see what happens. Looks like we got 45 yards. Plays like 46. Going to go ahead and take the 58 degree. Going to play just a little over a half of a swing. So something along the lines of that. So almost a 3/4 swing. Looking to get this ball in the air. Hopefully just drop it right there. That's what we want. 58 degree. Really happy with that contact. Might have got a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. It's going to give us a bogey, but we're on. I'm curious to see how far that flew. So flew 52. Next time I will take a half swing, not a 3/4. That should actually get me that 40-yard shot. Still not going to take these out. We still have a few in there. So 302. Might be green light just because of the way the fairway is for a 3-wood. Yeah, we're going to do the 3-wood now. Had a really good day the other day with this 3-wood, playing in the simulator golf tour. First round was kind of a learning experience for me on that Kapalua course. The second round was great. And then when I got to the web tour, again, I shot pretty much lights out. When I got to the fourth round of golf that day, I was so warmed up. This club was on fire, and I shot a 74. So I just shot a +2, which I was really happy with. So let's take this 3-wood. I'm going to aim it slightly to the left, just based on this lie. Not too much, because this has been okay lately. So let's see if we can start this off with a good baby cut back to the center. 3-wood. Excellent contact. There's the baby cut. It's going to stay in the fairway. It's going to be down there. There you go. That's what's been that's exactly how far this club's been going. 195 to 200 consistently. And then if there was any kind of elevation where I was hitting downhill, I was getting, 220, 230 yards just because of the course elevation change. So very, very happy with that. Looks like we have about 110 into the hole. That's going to be a pitching wedge. So we're going to go ahead and grab a pitching wedge. We're going to line up with a draw intent. So I'm going to try to aim and hit it this direction with draw spin on it to bring it back. See if we can get it going towards the pin with that type of shot shape. So slightly line it up open, just a little bit. Take the pitching wedge and drive it up there. It's a perfect shot. So that ended up hitting right here in the center with draw on it. That's going to be right at the flag. Just over. Got a little bit of backspin. That's a perfect approach. Perfect shot for a par approach. So we're good. That should 2-putt me for a par. And we're just sitting at +2 after 6 holes. Going into the 7th, looks like it's a par 5. Gonna go ahead and pull my 3-wood out. Pretty much assume we're gonna need it right here. Yep, looks like we are. So again, gonna use the control box, aim slightly this direction. Let's pull it back because we're not gonna hit it that far. I mean, how awesome is that? Just got this little long remote control. If you're from the 80s, they had these little robotic arms a long time ago that had a claw on it. You could reach out and turn your channel, which you actually had to turn your channel back in the day. All right, let's aim this direction. See if we can clear that bunker, bring it somewhere into the center. Hopefully we want to be on the left-hand side so we don't block ourselves out for the second shot. 3-wood. Great contact. Nice little cut. Should be in the fairway. Should be okay. Yep. Might get a little kick. Okay, we're going to be in the light rough, but again, that's not bad. We can live with that. We're probably going to play another 3-wood here just because of the distance on this hole. looking to clear that batch of bunkers right there. So let's go this direction. Let's pull it back this way. More to our 200 yard. I think that's good right there. I think if we aim there, we do play our cut, we should be underneath the hole with this shot. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna line up the 3-wood and take a whack at it. Let's go, 3-wood. We have still quite a bit to go though. Excellent, that's an excellent 3-wood. Nice little baby cut back towards the pin. That's a good shot right there. Okay, so we're gonna be chipping up out of the rough, 30 yards. That is gonna be a perfect opportunity for a bird if we can land it in the gimme circle with our 58 degree. Okay, looks like there's a little bit of a hill there, so I am gonna show you what the green view looks like. Since the button doesn't work, I'll use this old school mouse. So if I hit the green, it takes an elevated approach at it, flies over the green, and just kind of hovers there so you can see what the actual terrain is doing. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, you see it's red. It's bleeding really drastically towards the center. If you look on the, I'm sorry, that was the right-hand side. If you look at the left-hand side, it's yellow. So it does have a little bit of run back to the center. The point is it looks like where we're positioned, it's kind of like a bowl. So what we want to do is we want to aim pretty much to the right side of that circle. Try to land it just in front and let it run in towards the pin. So that's the objective, that's the goal. Got to walk all the way over here to use this mouse. Laugh out loud, man, right? Sometimes you get so used when there's convenience that I've just received today. So let's see. We want to clip that bunker right over that bunker edge where it just kind of curves, and we want to drop it right on the hill and let it run out. That's the play. Let's see if we can make this shot. 58 degree. Got to clear that bunker and drop it in. That's the goal. Looks good. It probably got in the air. Let's see if I sat down. Didn't get it far enough that direction, but it's a par 5, so I should get a par out of this. Happy with the chip. Happy that we got it in the air so it could land softly. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these now, since we got some time here. So the one thing I learned is some of these golf balls are not the same circumference. I don't know if that's because they're either women's ball or if it's a junior ball, but my little device here that picks them up, this little golf ball retriever, if I pick up one of the balls that's a little bit too much, it will go in, but it will not come out. So you have to get a flathead to take it out. Probably should mark those so I don't worry about picking those up, because that little device comes in handy for cleaning out this little basket area. Not that it's a big deal. It'll keep the gameplay going pretty quickly. So we're all squared here. Got all our balls. And looks like 86 yards into the pin. That's a 90-yard clip. We know we just hit the sand wedge that distance. So we're going to take the sand wedge. We are going to aim over to the right just a little. And we're going to play that draw. And hopefully land it right on that pin or just around it. The key here is contact and following through to make that draw shot. So going to line up slightly open, play the ball exactly like we want to, just on that last shot. So we're taking a sand wedge at this. It's a great shot. It's going to go right at the pin. It's going to be just right of it. So it landed in the birdie and then it jumped right back out. Again, I'll take it. It's a par. More importantly, it's really great contact. So very happy with that shot. Do got the fans on. Do got the wireless mics with the aggressive noise canceling on. So hope they're drowning out the sound. Very, very happy with these mics, which I did if you look in my Cyber Golf U playlist, I did a quick little what's in my sim. I'll drop that in later tonight, but I talk about the brand of wireless mics that I ended up going with, and then I also show you close-up look at the Roxor control box. We're gonna go ahead and take this is a par 5, but because of where the trees are, I don't want to take a chance of actually clipping those with my 3-wood. So let me just see what it looks like if we play maybe a 6-iron. Let's pull this back. So we're going to bring this all the way back into potentially 6-iron territory. I think we leave it on that line and we just play a 6-iron. The goal here is that maybe our second shot we can hit a 3-wood. But again, I want to get at least to where those trees are, hopefully in the fairway, and then we can make a run at it with the 3-wood from there. So 6-iron. Looking to get this about 165, maybe roll out to 170-ish. That's the goal. Let's catch it square. It's a good strike. Nice little cut to it. Let's see if we kept it in the fairway. We did. We didn't get it as far as I thought we would, though, so we're going to have to do some work here. Going to take the 3-wood just because of the way the hole is shaped. That plays pretty good for my fade. Let's aim this direction. Let's go ahead and bring it back to where we anticipate it's going to land. It looks like it's going to land right around those bunkers. So almost want to say, is it worth going for this? I think it is. I think if we can aim right here, if we don't quite get it 200, if we just get it right there or just underneath it, I think that'll be a good play. So again, let's just go ahead and make this shot. To get 200 in the air, it's going to take a lot. So let's see where this ends up. 3-wood. I blistered it, so it should be far. There's the cut. It's probably going to end up right in the bunker or just underneath. That would be great. That's a great shot. Look at that, in the fairway, just underneath the bunkers. So changing that line really made all the difference. So now we have 82 yards into the pin. That 82-yard shot is the sand wedge. It's just not a full swing because we know that the sand wedge is a 90-yard club. So we're going to take probably a 3/4 swing at this. We are going to aim it with draw intent. Oh, that's a little too much. That should be okay. Aim it with some draw intent, and hopefully just get it right there where the hole is, right close to it. So taking a sand wedge, try not to take a full swing at it though. That's the only thing we're going to change is the swing, the speed. Felt good with that. Looks like it's going to be a good line. Right at the pin. Excellent. There we go. There's our bird. There's a birdie right there. Nice. Happy with the way we played that hole. So we took the 6-iron to get it in the middle. Took the 3-wood, landed it right underneath the bunker. Just yard darts and dropped it in there. Look at the course. I mean, this is beautiful. Got the water on the right-hand side. Got the mountain range on the back. Looks like they got some pine trees or something along that on the top of it. So I mean, this is a gorgeous course. And again, this is being presented by SkyTrak, one of the ForeSight courses. I am playing this off of my gaming PC that's back in my home office area. So it's running the full extent of that RTX 5060. Looks really nice. So let's go with this par 3. So this is a 116. Looks, I mean, I'm going to take a pitching wedge at it and just try to muscle it up there. I feel like a 9 is going to be too much, but again, I just don't want to make the mistake and leave it too shallow. I'm not going to change the line. I'd rather play it deep into the green and pull it across my body away from the water than try to take it over the water onto the green. So not going to change the line. Just going to focus on making this draw contact. Pitching wedge. It's great contact. There's a little bit of a draw. Hopefully I left it out in the right direction. I did. We're going to be just trickled on the green. So that'll 2-putt us for par. And that was a safe shot. Glad I did not move the alignment or we would have been in the water. I think we would have kicked off into the water. So nice little par to start the back 9. This looks like we have some open area on the left. So we can probably play our 3-wood here. Gonna go this direction slightly. Let's go ahead and move it up to what, 200 yards to see where that's going to play. I think we're good there. So let's just keep that aim point. If we cut it, that should be okay. But again, we're trying to hit this thing straight as possible with little cut. There is a tree over there on the right, so don't want to get tucked behind that. Certainly don't want to be in that bunker that's on the right-hand side, but let's just see what happens with this 3-wood. Happy with that contact. That's very good. Nice little cut. Should be in the fairway. Very good shot. And there is our 190, 200 mark. So again, this 3-wood has been really good lately. I do think it has a lot to do with the amount of practice I've been doing, amount of golf I've been playing, especially over my vacation, which, by the way, yesterday was my first day back. Today was my second and went really well. I mean, happy to be back. Really love what I do for a living. 162 yards, 164 plus 6. So let's say that's 168. I'm going to go ahead and play a 6-iron into this. This is kind of, if I can fly at 160 and let it roll out, that'd be great. We're not going to change the line. We're just going to try to get it on that line or with a slight draw into that pin, into the green. So 6-iron. I got a little bit of draw cut on it, I think. Okay, I actually came across it, but should be okay. Man, I carried it. I didn't realize I was going to carry that far. So we're going to be chipping out of there. That was the right play, so we're good. Let's just get it on the green now. Preferably in that, oh, okay, this is going to be a little tough just because of the lie. But we want to fly this about 113 over to the right-hand side and let it run towards the pin. It's up 2, so this plays like 19 yards. Again, I think the play is try to get it 15 yards in the air and then let it run out towards the pin. That's what we're trying right there. So 15 yards with these 58 degree. That felt good. See if we got it. Just a little too much, but that's the right direction. So probably going to get a par out of, a bogey out of that. Might 2-putt us. Again, it depends on the algorithm, how far we are away. Sometimes it gives us these 4.69. We might have got a par out of that. I think 4.7 is the cutoff. Let's see if it is. Yeah, so it calculated that it was going to take me 4.69 putts to get it there, however that works. And as long as you're under 4.7, it doesn't 2-putt you. So that's something that I've just kind of noticed with the calculation. We're going to go 3-wood here just because we've been pretty consistent so far with this 3-wood. We're just going to aim it slightly more to the left. Not that should be good right there. I'm okay if we get a little bit of a cut back to the center. Try to keep it on a straight line as possible. That's the goal. 3-wood. Ooh, I topped that one. It's okay. We got good run out of it. You can see that immediately. It just shot straight down. That's they call it a worm burner. I've hit those for real in real life. And depending on the course we're playing, down here there's a course we play called Timber Creek. The greens are usually hard as a rock, so those things they'll roll 200 yards if you hit them a worm burner. 165, it's up. 164, it's up. That plays like 169. We just hit 167 with our 6-iron, so I think we're green lit to go ahead and use the 6-iron again, but I am going to play this one slightly more this direction, just based off of that fade bias that we've been getting. So let's see if this works out for us. 6-iron with a little bit of aiming to the left of the flag, so anticipating some cut. It's a great shot. I bet you we did get some cut on it. We did. I'm glad we made the adjustment. Don't think it's going to get up there, but we are going to be very close for a nice little chip up. So again, you have to adjust your golf game, whatever your swing is doing. So that 6-iron has been kind of leaking out to the right. Us just moving the aim point to the left put us right underneath the hole. So we're good there. Let's go ahead and take the 58 degree out. And let's see if we can chip it into that give me circle. and move on. Hopefully with the par. So this is a little delicate chip. Just want to be like about right here. No higher than this. No higher than that. That should be it right there. There it is. Sit down. Sit down. Alrighty, we're good there. So that is a par. So we saved it. We're sitting at +1, so we're doing pretty good on this course. We've made the turn. 103 yards. This is a par 3. You guys know that for me, that's an approach wedge territory, so we're going to take the approach wedge at it. We are going to play a little bit of a draw bias to it, so we're going to aim out to the right. That should be maybe one more. So there we go. We're going to aim out to the right. Again, just giving how this approach wedge has been with trajectory. So we're going to line up for the draw. We aimed out slightly to the right. We want to pull it back to the center with an approach wedge. That's the goal. That's a perfect shot. It's going to be right at the flag. Just left of it, but happy with the contact, with the distance. We did not get the run off of it. So I did pull it further than I thought. So maybe could have did one more little click. Could have been on the green at least. But now we're chipping for par. And just based off of our last chip, I feel pretty confident we can just drop this in there. So just a little bitty chip at it, roll it onto the green. Just looking for something like that, delicate. Get it on the green, let it roll out, walk away with par, or chip it out. You guys have seen that a couple of times. It's a good chip right there. Hopefully it's on line. Maybe a little more run and that might have went right in the hole. But again, I'm happy with par, sitting at +1. Alrighty, that's a nice one right there. So +1. Gonna leave those there. We still got a couple here. Par 4. Again, green light for 3-wood, just based on the hole, the way the hole is shaped. That predominantly kind of goes slightly to the right. So that's a good shot shape for the 3-wood. Do want to aim slightly this direction a little more. Let's see how far 200 yards is. Okay, 200 yards is right there. That's 186. So if we can clip that in terms of just flying right over it, or with a little bit of cut in front of it, then that should put us in a good position for our second shot. So let's attack it with this 3-wood. Really focus on a good contact and getting it down there. There we go. Made better contact that time. There's the cut. It's a slight cut though. But if we carry the bunker, it's not going to matter. That was beautiful. Carried that bunker. Ended up going 221 yards. So happy with that. It's a good position at the pin as well. That's going to leave us 128. Plays like 130. That's 9-iron territory. If you can see in the very far background, it looks like there's a river or something that's running behind this hole. Kind of see some water movement back there. So that's some pretty cool stuff. Just the details that these designers put in this course, on these course graphics is amazing. But you do take full potential if you have the gaming PC that can take full advantage of all that they've put in here. So let's go ahead and take a 9-iron. We're going to leave the line aimed right. We're just going to aim for a draw by turning slightly open and try to bring it back to the center. Sometimes I do push these, so I'm not going to open up so much because I do sometimes push these that direction, and that'll leave us on the back side and we'll have to chip up. So not so open. Okay, here we go. That should be good right there. So 9-iron. That's right, straight. Should be a good shot. There's the push. I did say I was going to push it just a little bit, and I did. But we're on the green, and with the first shot, that's going to be a 2-putt for par. That was the second shot. Sorry, we did drive it out there already. Had a really good drive. Auto putt, 3.9. That gives us a par. We have a par 4, 330 yards. I think we can go for this with the 3-wood. If we go down where the cart path is on the left-hand side is our target line, just in between that and the fairway, I think if it does actually open up, that'll actually be okay because the pin is to the left. So let's bring this back to this direction, and let's go up 200 yards, see what that looks like. So there's 200 yards. That's a little bit, we're going to have to go more this way. This is me erring on the side of caution with the tree line there, because what we don't want to do is we don't want to cross our body and end up taking it into that tree, because then that's going to kill all the distance, all the momentum. We got to really hit this shot pure with not a whole lot of cut on it, at least from the start. So taking the 3-wood, seeing if we can get it there. Okay, it's going to go to the right, which will be okay. And we are going to be in the fairway. So I did hit it slightly with an open face, but I did what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on the right-hand side so that we can attack the pin, which is kind of the back left position. Okay, 165 yards, 164. Gonna go with the 6-iron at it because I'm gonna go with the 6-iron at it. We are gonna play the anticipation that it's gonna open up some and go towards the center. So let's play the 6-iron with the anticipation it's gonna fade back slightly. Okay, came across it. There's the little cut. Ended up flying this into the bunker. Okay, probably should have left it online, but again, gonna play with how I've been playing, and it called for me to make an adjustment. Probably could have played a 7-iron there, but here we are. We're pin high. That was the right club, just the wrong direction. Really made good contact with that, by the way. So that thing flew. 15 yards. Gonna get this up and down. Hopefully, again, take that little stab at it. Just get it in the air, get it up over this little lip, 5 feet. So 5 foot above us. Just take a stab and get it in the air. Hope that's big enough. That was perfect little chip out of the sand. It was so delicate as it landed right there on the shelf. So very happy with that. Keeping the par streak alive. All right, guys, here we go. 16th hole. Gonna take the same approach just because the hole is positioned well for us. The trees are far enough to the left, so let's go ahead and aim this direction a little more. I think we can get as aggressive as that just to be safe. Try to catch this square and pure, and that should maybe hug the cart path slightly and then veer back off to the center. So that's what we want to do. And it's down 5, so carrying it 200 should not be a problem if we make good contact. 3-wood. Great contact. A little more cut than I wanted, but again, we'll be in the fairway. Have another good look at it. So that's 200 yards, 205. Very good. Now we have a good look at it. We've taken the bunkers out of play, hopefully. 146. That's going to be an 8-iron for me. Plays like 147. Haven't hit an 8-iron today, so don't know how this is going to go. Sometimes I pull these across my body. Sometimes I push them, so I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to leave it exactly where it's at. If I push it, it should just land in the green somewhere. If I pull it, then hopefully I'm just chipping up from the fringe, from the rough. So 8-iron into the green. Gonna try to play a slight draw into it. That was excellent contact, and I think we got the draw on it. We did. That straightened it out. We're gonna be dead center in the middle of the green. Very happy with that. Safe. It's going to be a par, sitting at +1. Very happy with the way this round is playing out. Maybe it's the control box because I'm not having to go back and step down and get all exhausted by stepping off this little 2-inch shelf. Looks like, again, another shot shape. We can play the 3-wood to get us down there, and hopefully a good approach. So let's go ahead and do that. Looking to play my simulator golf tour rounds at some point in the evening. Most of my daytime is now consumed again with work, but I do kind of lighten up around 4:30, 5 p.m.-ish. So can come in here, set it up, play a round or two in an hour or two, and then just lock it down, shut it down for the evening. So just really happy that I have this set up right here in my garage. We'll play that. Okay, we should play that right there. Let's just get a nice contact, bring it over. Let's go. 3-wood. This is a par 4, 17th hole, 299 yards. Great contact. It's going to have some cut on it, I believe. Yep. I felt it but that's great. It's going to get out there. It's going to roll out. Let's see. Did we get the 200 mark? 199. Leaves us 102, which is approach wedge territory. Should be good then from there, hopefully. I'm going to take these. These played well. One of the things I want to mention about the SkyTrak that I like so much is I'm playing with just regular golf balls. There's nothing special about these other than they're just golf balls. Some of the launch monitors, they require you to play with golf balls that have special markings, or if they're radar based, sometimes they require for you to have like RCT balls. Those are made with some type of metal that's actually inside the core of the golf ball so that it can track as it's moving away from you. The ones that usually have dots and markings, sometimes some of the photometric golf launch monitors that sit beside you require those dots so that it could read the spin when it leaves the club. So the Rapsodo used to sit behind me. It was a combination of radar and photometric. So it actually required the balls that had some kind of pattern on it. The Square Golf Launch Monitor, it sits beside you, it's photometric, but it requires a ball that has dots on it. And with that one, you actually have to put these metallic stickers on your club so that it could get your club data. So if you ask me for the price and for what it offers, man, the SkyTrak is the full package. You do pay, about $2,000 for this model right here that's still available. The new model is $3,000, but you pay $2,000. You pay for the software subscription, but you have everything you need to train. You have a driving range. You have some different things that just work on chipping, work on putting, and then you have this courseware that you can play these rounds of golf in. So if you haven't picked up that I really, really enjoy this SkyTrak, then I don't know. And I do plan on doing a couple of reviews on some other launch monitors just to make sure that we're being, as transparent, as biased as possible. The Rapsodo, I could probably get my hands back on it to do a test because one of my buddies, he's the one that took it off my hands for me. Let's get back to this golf. I jabba-wopped a little bit, so let's see if we can get this 100 yards up there. Approach wedge. Hit that one a little bit thin, but we did get the right trajectory. The ball came right back to us. Gonna be underneath the hole because I did not catch the fat part of the golf club. Again, probably too much jabba-wopping, but let's go ahead and get the 58 degree and finish this out. 10 yards, nice little 58 degree chip. Again, just requires a delicate little punch like that. Does run from left to right, so better to be on the left side of this flag in case it runs. Just a nice little chip like that, that's all we want. That's good. Let's see if we got it there. There's the run out, right onto the green, into the gimme circle for par. So we're going into the 18th at +1. So as long as I do not shoot a +10, then we should be okay, which technically, let's see, could I? No, I can only shoot +5 max on this. So I'm going to say, let's finish this hole before I say anything. So let's go ahead and finish it with a nice little 3-wood. It's a par 5, so it's going to be at least 2 3-woods to get us down there. And then we'll see where we are from here. So we don't want to aim that. That's a little bit too aggressive. We want some fairway to play around with. We're going to bring it back this direction because we're not going to go, yeah, 200. I think we still aim this way a little more just because those bunkers are in play. This may seem like the wrong call, but I would rather be in the fairway for my my second shot than to be in one of those bunkers. So let's go ahead and take the 3-wood this direction. Maybe we get some runoff and then we can run towards the, fade back into the fairway and put us in a position. But 3-wood's the call from here, aiming that direction. Hit it a little fat, but I'm happy with the line, I believe. Yeah, we're gonna be straight. So again, erring on the side of caution, moving our aim point. That's what we wanted. Still went out there 180 yards, so not like it's terrible. We're gonna hit a 3-wood again. We're gonna play it more to the left-hand side, probably towards that bunker in the far left. Yeah, over here. It's not gonna go that far, so we're gonna have 3 shots at this. We do want to at least carry that bunker. Okay, again, we're going to aim right over it, see if we can clear that, and then just make our last, hopefully final approach shot into the pin. 3-wood. Great contact. That should be it. That should clear the bunker. There's the cut. Hopefully it's not too much. Oh, I didn't see those bunkers over there. Stay out, stay out. All right, we can make an approach at it from there. 92 yards out of the light rough. We just need to get it onto the green from there. So I'm going to take the approach wedge. I'm going to put this up, hopefully for the final shot here. And then we should be done with this course. Banff Springs, Stanley Thompson, I think is what it's called. Based out of Canada, in the mountains. So here we go. Approach wedge. Hopefully this is our last shot. It's up 8. This plays like 100. So we want to get it on the green if possible. So I want to give this approach wedge all 100% of this swing. I hit it thin. Did we roll it up? We got so lucky and rolled it up. Oh man. That's going to do it. That's going to give us, I believe, a par. Should 2-putt us. We should get a par out of that. Yep, we ended up with the 72. So we actually shot just 1 over, which is exactly what we wanted, to shoot plus 10 or under. Really happy with that course, really happy with the course play. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Thank you for joining me this evening. Look forward to seeing you in the next round. So I'm going to go ahead and play one more this evening before I shut it down. But thanks again, guys. Talk to you again soon.